welcome to Lesson 6 of Learn Esperanto the Easy-ish Way. Here are some dining words. Fork is forko, forko. Imagine jealous celebrities poking each other with forks. Forko. Knife is tranĉilo, tranĉilo. Imagine using an ordinary knife to dig a trench in order to bury hundreds of eels. Tranĉilo. Spoon is kulero, kulero. Imagine drying a spoon in the cool air. Kulero. Cup is taso, taso. Imagine that Tarzan is learning to drink from a cup. Taso. Saucer is subtaso, subtaso. This word literally means under cup. Subtaso. Plate is telero, telero. Imagine a very short tailor who's standing on a pile of plates in order to measure you. Telero. Glass, as in a drinking glass, is glaso, glaso. Imagine some celebrities who are all drinking wine from the same glass. Glaso. Food is nutraĵo, nutraĵo. Imagine rummaging through the new trash in order to find food to serve at your restaurant. Nutraĵo. What is the English for nutraĵo? Food for glaso. A drinking glass for telero. Plate for taso. Cup for subtaso. Saucer for kulero. Spoon for tranĉilo. Knife for forko. Fork. How do you say in Esperanto food? Nutraĵo, a drinking glass. Glaso, plate. Telero, cup. Taso, saucer. Subtaso, spoon. Kulero, knife. Tranĉilo, fork. Forko. Here are some more useful adjectives. Tired is laca, laca. Imagine being extremely tired after doing lots of work. Laca. Dangerous is danĝera, danĝera. Imagine a celebrity who's hiding from the danger. Danĝera. Ready is preta, preta. Imagine that everyone prayed it would be ready, and now it is. Preta. Important is grava, grava. Imagine spending hours drawing a very important graph. Grava. Clean is pura, pura. This looks like the English word pure, so imagine a celebrity scrubbing themselves clean in your shower. Pura. Since pura means clean, the word for dirty must be malpura, malpura. Heavy is peza, peza. Imagine the company only pays people who can lift very heavy things. Peza. Since peza means heavy, the word for light must be malpeza, malpeza. What is the English for peza? Heavy for malpeza. Light, as in not heavy, for pura. Clean for malpura. Dirty for grava. Important for preta. Ready for danĝera. Dangerous for laca. Tired. How do you say in Esperanto heavy? Peza. Light as in not heavy. Malpeza. Clean. Pura. Dirty. Malpura. Important. Grava. Ready. Preta. Dangerous. Danĝera. Tired. Laca. How do you say the fork is clean? La forko estas pura. The knife is dirty. La tranĉilo estas malpura. The plate is heavy. La telero estas peza. Is the plate heavy? Ĉu la telero estas peza? The food is ready now. La nutraĵo estas preta nun. Is the food ready? Ĉu la nutraĵo estas preta? Is the spoon important? Ĉu la kulero estas grava? Yes, the spoon is important. Yes, la kulero estas grava. No, the spoon is not important. Ne, la kulero ne estas grava. Is the waiter tired? Ĉu la kelnero estas laca? Yes, the waiter is tired. Yes, la kelnero estas laca. No, the waiter is not tired. Ne, la kelnero ne estas laca. The cup is on the saucer. La taso estas sur la subtaso. The saucer is below the cup. La subtaso estas sub la taso. The light glass is in the garden, beside the tree. La malpeza glaso estas en la ĝardeno, apud la arbo. In recent lessons, you've been getting used to using the N ending. You learned that the word for it, as in see it or hear it, is gene. You've also learned that when you see the dog or hear the dog, then the word for dog adds the same N ending. How do you say, I find the dog? Mi trovas la hundon. I find it. Mi trovas gin. You are looking for it. Vi serĉas gin. Are you looking for it? Ĉu vi serĉas gin? In fact, if you want to say see you or hear you, then the word for you also adds the letter N. So I see you is mi vidas vin. I hear you is mi aŭdas vin. Whenever you see something or hear something or eat something or take something, in Esperanto the word for the something always adds the letter N. How do you say, I carry it? Mi portas gin. I carry you. Mi portas vin. I ask you. Mi demandas vin. I don't need you. Mi ne bezonas vin. Furthermore, if you want to say see me or hear me, then the word for me must also end with the letter N. So you see me is vi vidas min. You hear me is vi aŭdas min. Let's compare the difference between two similar words. The Esperanto word for I, as in I see or I hear, is mi. The Esperanto word for me, as in see me or hear me, is min. How do you say, I ask you? Mi demandas vin. You ask me. Vi demandas min. I see you. Mi vidas vin. You don't see me. Vi ne vidas min. You can see me. Vi povas vidi min. Can you see me? Ĉu vi povas vidi min? I am buying it. Mi aĉetas ĝin. I will buy it soon. Mi aĉetos ĝin baldaŭ. I will not buy it. Mi ne aĉetos ĝin. I won't buy it later. Mi ne aĉetos ĝin pli malfrue. I sold it yesterday. Mi vendis ĝin hieraŭ. I will sell it tomorrow. Mi vendos ĝin morgaŭ. I am going to make it. Mi faros ĝin. I am not going to do it. Mi ne faros ĝin. I must answer. Mi devas respondi. You must not answer. Vi ne devas respondi. I have to read it. Mi devas legi ĝin. You don't have to read it. Vi ne bezonas legi ĝin. Now, before we move on to something new, we want to give you a formal explanation of how the N ending is used in Esperanto. In other words, we'll discuss what you would be told if you were reading an Esperanto textbook. The first thing to say is that in English, the word order is very important. If you change the word order even a little, you'll get a very different sentence. Here's the sentence which is traditionally used to illustrate this idea. The dog bites the man. If we change the word order, we get a sentence which means something completely different. The man bites the dog. If we change the word order again, we might get some sentences which are not even grammatically correct. The man, the dog bites. Bites the man, the dog. In English, the word order always tells us what is doing the biting and what is getting bitten. Whatever is doing the biting always comes first, before the verb. The dog bites the man. The child bites the sandwich. The same is true for any other verb. Whatever is doing the seeing, hearing, eating, or taking comes first. For example, the man sees the woman. The dog hears a cat. The doctor eats the sandwich. The child takes a book. In contrast, whatever is getting seen or heard or eaten or taken always comes after the verb. The man sees the woman. The dog hears a cat. The doctor eats the sandwich. The child takes a book. Although in English the word order is very important, in other languages the word order is more flexible. Esperanto is one such language. In Esperanto, we show who is getting seen, heard, eaten or taken by adding the letter N to that word. For example, the child takes a book is la infano prenas libron. Because there is no doubt about what is doing the taking and what is getting taken, we can change the word order if we want to. So, the child takes a book is either la infano prenas libron or libron prenas la infano. We can change the word order in Esperanto, but we can't change it in English. In English, whatever is actually doing the taking always comes first, before the verb. In this exercise, don't try to change the word order. How do you say, the friend sees the cup? La amico vidas la tason. The neighbor sees the cup. La najbaro vidas la tason. The father sees the cup. La patro vidas la tason. The mother sees the cup. La patrino vidas la tason. I see the cup. Mi vidas la tason. You see the cup. Vi vidas la tason. The man closes the window. La viro fermas la fenestron. The man opens the door. La viro malfermas la pordon. The man takes a plate. La viro prenas teleron. The man finds a glass. La viro trovas glason. I understand you. Mi comprenas vin. You understand me. Vi comprenas min. In practice, Esperanto speakers usually use the same word order that English speakers use. In other words, they will usually say the dog bites the man, even though it's possible to use a different word order. By the way, the Esperanto word for to bite is mordi, mordi. Imagine that Morty is trying to bite you. Mordi. So how do you say, the dog bites the man? La hundo mordas la viron. The cat bites the bird. La kato mordas la birdon. Now, if an Esperanto speaker does change the word order, it's often because they want to emphasize something. The emphasized word is whichever word now comes first. For example, you can say, the dog bites the man. The dog bites the man is la hundo mordas la viron. If you want to say something like, it's the man that the dog bites, you can do it by changing the word order. The dog bites the man, or it's the man that the dog bites, is la viron mordas la hundo. In English, we'd have to raise our voice to emphasize the man. In Esperanto, we can emphasize the man merely by moving him to the start of the sentence. No matter which word order we use in Esperanto, it's absolutely clear that the dog is the one doing the biting. In this next exercise, change the normal word order when appropriate. How do you say, the dog bites the boy? La hundo mordas la knabon. The dog bites the boy. La knabon mordas la hundo. The dog bites the waiter. La hundo mordas la kelneron. The dog bites the waiter. La kelneron mordas la hundo. It's the waiter that the dog bites. La kelneron mordas la hundo. It's the food that the animal sees. La nutraĵon vidas la besto. The word for to become is fariĝi, fariĝi. Imagine that after becoming a weightlifter, your hands developed a far reach. Fariĝi. Fariĝi is a little unusual. Whenever you see a doctor or hear a doctor, the word for doctor must add the letter N. For example, I see a doctor is mi vidas kuraciston. I hear a doctor is mi aŭdas kuraciston. However, when you become a doctor or become a waiter, you don't add the letter N. I become a doctor is mi fariĝas kuracisto, not mi fariĝas kuraciston. It's hardly worth getting into a long discussion about why fariĝi behaves this way. For now, all you have to do is to remember that it does behave this way. How do you say, I see a king? Mi vidas reĝon. I become a king. Mi fariĝas reĝo. I ask a doctor. Mi demandas kuraciston. I become a doctor. Mi fariĝas kuracisto. I became a father. Mi fariĝis patro. You became a mother. Vi fariĝis patrino. Actually, there's another verb that behaves like fariĝi, and you've been using it since the very first lesson. The Esperanto word for to be is esti. Esti. By changing the ending of that word, we get estas, meaning is or are, and we get estis, meaning was or were. So, the house is big is la domo estas granda. The house was big is la domo estis granda. Since you've already had lots of practice with estas and estis, you probably already understand that sentences like these don't use the n ending at all. How do you say, the fork is clean? La forko estas pura. The forks are dirty. La forkoj estas malpuraj. The knife was dangerous. La tranĉilo estis danĝera. The knives were important. La tranĉiloj estis gravaj. I want to be happy. Mi volas esti feliĉa. You want to be ready. Vi volas esti preta. In the previous lesson, you learned to convert I go into I will go by changing the ending from as to os. I go is mi iras. I will go is mi iros. If we change the ending of estas, meaning is, we get estos. The word estos means will be. So, I am happy is mi estas feliĉa. I will be happy is mi estos feliĉa. How do you say I eat? Mi manĝas. I will eat. Mi manĝos. I am good. Mi estas bona. I will be good. Mi estos bona. I will be tired tomorrow. Mi estos laca morgaŭ. Will you be ready soon? Ĉu vi estos preta baldaŭ? Of course, the opposite of I will be is I will not be or I won't be. So, I will be happy is mi estos feliĉa. I will not be happy or I won't be happy is mi ne estos feliĉa. How do you say I will be quick? Mi estos rapida. I will not be quick. Mi ne estos rapida. I won't be quick. Mi ne estos rapida. The dog won't be dangerous. La hundo ne estos danĝera. Now, how do you say, the heavy book is on the shelf? La peza libro estas sur la breto. The light picture is on the wall. La malpeza bildo estas sur la muro. I sit on the chair. Mi sidas sur la seĝo. I sit beside the table. Mi sidas apud la tablo. Developing our formal explanation a little further, in previous lessons you learned how to say in the room, on the table, above the roof, in front of the door, and so on. After words like on, in, above, and in front of, you don't add the letter N. So, I am in the room is mi estas en la ĉambro. I read in the room is mi legas en la ĉambro. However, if you want to talk about reading it, as in reading it in the room, then of course the word for it adds the letter N. I read it is mi legas ĝin. I read it in the room is mi legas ĝin en la ĉambro. So, how do you say I hear it? Mi aŭdas ĝin. I hear it in the apartment. Mi aŭdas ĝin en la apartamento. You drink it. Vi trinkas ĝin. You drink it in the house. Vi trinkas ĝin en la domo. I eat it in front of you. Mi manĝas ĝin antaŭ vi. You eat it behind me. Vi manĝas ĝin malantaŭ mi. And that's the end of lesson 6.